Welcome back, Rare Talks. You already know what it is. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't, make sure you go over to the Spotify. Check out the exclusive episodes that we got on the Spotify. We got exclusive episodes on the Spotify that are not actually on the YouTube. You know them exclusive ones there, when you have to keep it a little bit exclusive. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. So today, we're still on the same topic of false allegations. And the reason why we're on this topic of false allegations, because there's a lot of men that are suffering because of false allegations. So we want to make it clear that men are not standing for false allegations anymore. We will speak up and we will not be silenced. So today's episode is about a very corrupted and evil and devious woman called Kirsty Barr. She's from Barton in North Lancashire. A woman who made headlines was speaking out about her monster ex-partner has been jailed after claims he had attacked her were found to be false. Yes, she got jailed. Yes! W. Finally a W for the man them. Amber Heard and now Kirsty Barr. You narcissistic women are being exposed. And I feel so good. So good, so good, so good. Yeah, it feels so good. Because you know what's happening, yeah? These women think they can get away with lying on people's names. This is 2022, girl. This will not happen anymore. Men are speaking up and we're keeping receipts. You know when girls say, I got receipts? Yeah, we got receipts as well. Receipts podcast. Switch it up. Rare Talks / Receipts podcast. Yeah? So, Kirsty Barr gave media platforms interviews in which she said she had been mentally and physically abused by Ryan Kerrison. Shout out to Ryan, victim in this. She made repeated reports to the police that Mr. Kerrison had harassed and assaulted her, threatened her with a gun and cut her with a knife. Some of these women make up some outrageous stories. You know what I really blame? I blame social media. I blame the idiots on social media that believe anything. I've been hurt. Oh my God, girl, it's going to be good. You are a loser. Until you hear both sides of the story, don't pick any sides. I'm with the man them. I'm with the brothers. I'm with the people them. Yeah? The males. I don't know if are you allowed to say males now or you have to say female? He, she, I don't know. I'm with the males, the men, the ones that have here. You know that? Yeah. That's who I'm with. The real masculine men. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you, the man them. That's who I'm standing with. On one occasion, listen to this. Listen to her. Bright, she bright. On one occasion, he was remanded in custody. Damn. For 2 months after being arrested. On another, her claims led to the full firearms response. Barr 24 admitted perverting the course of justice when she appeared at Hull Crown Court. Superintendent Christine Wilson of Humberside Police said Ryan Kerrison has been through the most excruciating and harrowing ordeal, being accused and decepted as a monster by a woman who had her own devious and malicious agenda to try and ruin his life. Ryan has had to watch everything he had vanish in the blink of an eye, being incarcerated for crimes he didn't commit and unable to be with his daughter, all because his ex-partner decided she would manipulate the system to see Ryan suffer. In June 2018, Barr called the police to say that Mr. Kerrison was at her property throwing stones at her window and harassing her by sending her messages. He was arrested for a breach of a restraining order that was in place and detained on remand for almost 2 months before being released by the courts. He was found guilty of the offence by the magistrates, but the conviction was later quashed. 6 months later, Barr claimed that Mr. Kerrison had chased her up the stairs and assaulted her before cutting her with a knife and throwing her in the bottom of the stairs. She then said he put a gun to her head. It prompted a full armed police response. Mr. Kerrison was arrested, but evidence showed that he could not have committed the crimes. Chief Superintendent Wilson said Barr told her fabricated story to anyone who would listen, portraying Ryan to the whole country through national TV and social media as a violent man she was terrified of, when in reality, Ryan is the one who was suffering a tirade of abuse from vicious and false allegations Barr made against him. Whilst Ryan can never regain the last 4 years, I hope there is some comfort for him and the family knowing Barr has now been held accountable for her actions. Whilst men are stereotypically the perpetrators of domestic abuse against girls and women, we must ensure in policing we do see the less visible sides of these horrific crimes, where men are also victims, and always investigate thoroughly and effectively for anyone who's a victim of abuse by a partner. Allegations of this nature, when falsely made, can have a detrimental impact on the genuine victims moving forward. Barr was jailed for 3 years and 9 months. And the reason why I clap and I salute is because the police, for once, done their job. Yeah, they done their job. Us men have suffered at the hands of narcissistic women for too long. From women that lie and make up false stories to suit narratives of victimhood so that they can get into new relationships and cry victim so the new man has sympathy towards her. And sometimes in some of these situations, the men that they're telling want to kill the other guy without even knowing the full story. Imagine in your mind plotting to kill someone that hasn't even done anything wrong. Us men get fooled because a lot of us, we wear the Superman cape and Captain Save a Hole. We want to be the savior of women. It's a complex inside of many of us. Without knowing the full story, I don't know whether she's telling me the truth or telling me a lie, but guess what? I want to save her. And guess what happens in return for that? Sometimes you become the next victim on her list. A lot of these women that cry victim too early, oh, my ex is a narcissist, they're the biggest narcissists. And it's like their way of masking their narcissism is by saying he's a narcissist. A lot of times men are actually victims. Because a woman, like you can see, can call police today and get you arrested without no evidence. Now, the whole city is saying that you're an assaulter, you're a this, you could lose your job, you could lose your business, you could lose your friends, you could lose your family. And guess what? It's not even true. Imagine that. Imagine someone saying something against you and it's not even true. And everybody believing it. This is the day and age that we live in now. We live in a social media era. Now, she went to social media and done this. Now, my question to you is, would it be fair to say that the brother this happened to, he should be able to go on social media and put out the whole story of her? But the thing is, this is what I've realized with social media. There's a double standard. There is 100% a double standard. If a man puts a story out there, the women will make all kinds of excuses and say, oh, maybe she was telling the truth and she just gone down. Bro, she went down for 3 years for perverting the course of justice. She pleaded guilty to it. She's admitted to her faults. But women will still find an excuse to say to her, maybe this, maybe that, maybe this, maybe that. The fact is, she's guilty of crimes against a human being. Right or wrong, bro, domestic violence is not always physical. It could be that a woman is insulting you and lying on you and making false allegations of, even worse than that, of rape. How many women cry rape and it's not really rape? It was consensual sex. It's just now that everyone's going to find out you don't want to look like a hoe because he treated you like one. I'm sorry that he treated you like a hoe, but he never raped you. This is the truth. But a lot of men will suffer in silence and go down for these things. Imagine going to prison and you didn't even commit a crime. She was just like giving the pussy to everybody. And in your turn, she said that you raped her. Out of the 100 men that beat her, she said that you raped her. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I'm just saying in general, making false allegations of these things are detrimental to people's lives because there are people out there that could generally want to kill him. Imagine someone wants to kill you for a false allegation. And you know when he went to prison for assaulting a woman, he could have got wrapped up because the screws could have snitched. Yeah, you know what my man's in there for. And then my man's getting wrapped up for a lie. So imagine your life's even 6 times harder. This is not a joke, people, man, because I don't believe in karma, bro, but I do believe there's a Lord and that he will judge us all accordingly to the deeds that we do. So if we do big things against people and say major things against people, then don't get it twisted. Them things might come onto your children or maybe into your life in different ways. So don't take this thing as a joke. Oh, I'm going to get away with it. I done this to him. Like you think you got away with it. There's no getting away with doing evil to people. Trust me. Especially things like that, false allegations, saying that someone's cut you, someone shot you, someone's did this. And he said that he was away from his child. Now, guess what the narrative is? He's a deadbeat, he don't want to see his child. My man can't see his child because he was actually imprisoned. And maybe the whole city was saying he shouldn't see his child because he's a threat to her life, because he's a violent, dangerous, evil, malicious, narcissistic man. When in hindsight, he's none of the above. He's a victim. A lot of us men don't like to say it, but a lot of us are victims. And I'm not playing the victim card because I'm a survivor. Me, I've been through what I've been through. And women have made false allegations against me. And it's only been in the last 5 years that I've seen that this has started to it's doubling now. Because of social media, it's easy to make a false allegation without substance. If you carry your allegations to the internet before the police, then I'm going to question you. That's just me. That's just me. Because are you seeking attention or do you want the person to be in detention? Which one? Because if someone's a criminal and they're committing crimes, save someone else from it. Going to the internet, what's that going to do? Oh yeah, his name's tarnished. Maybe you don't even have social media. What do you do then? Only time they want to do it is because they know that you're on social media and they're trying to ruin your image. So they know. And you know what some women say? This is the evilest thing I've ever heard a woman say. If I can't have you, nobody can. That's mad. Imagine man saying that against a woman. He's a narcissist. So why is it when a woman does it against a man, it's nothing? That woman should not be able to hold her head ever again in any city that she goes from, because she is actually an evil woman. Women that make up false allegations are very dangerous and they need to be exposed. I'll be honest, them women need to be exposed, because the next man might not be so lucky. Yeah, he raped me, he done this to me, he beat me up. So the new guy's out, when I see him, then one day you're out, he sees him, he jumps out the car, stabs up my man, and then finds out to not be true, and he's doing 25 years, and the girl's moved on to the next man. Come on, man. We got to do better. Man, them, please try your hardest to not get yourself caught up in her ex's, what he did and what he didn't do. That's not your concern. Focus on the woman now. A lot of us are going back in the past and living there with the woman because she's living there. But any woman that you meet and she's obsessed with her past, that's because she hasn't let go of it. So you trying to be her present, it's not going to matter because she's still stuck in the past. She's going to keep carrying you back to a place where you don't want to be. So be careful of women that are constantly talking about the past, this happened to me, that happened to me. Yeah, all right, I understand. But what are we doing now? Nothing? Bye. You got to learn how to cut ties with women as fast as possible. And hold your dignity and keep your boundaries. Don't let no woman suck you into some traps. So yeah, man, that woman's face, hopefully it goes up today. And these are just some of the stories of women doing bad stuff against men. But the false allegation thing is dangerous because police was running up on him, jumping in his yard. They probably smashed up his house. Can't see his daughters. All kinds of weird stuff happening to him. For what? For nothing. We got to do better, people, man. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. Red Talks, already know we're out.